World Cup qualification to make World Cup 2026. Regional boss said, we look forward to reaching World Cup 2026. Canada, Mexico, and the United States of America. Hey, in light of the dismissals of Russell Martin of Rangers, formerly of Rangers, when I look at the trouble that Postecoglou is in at Nottingham Forest, having left Spurs with a trophy and yet got his marching orders, I've got to reflect and say, big up Steve McLaren. I've got to say, Steve McLaren, we're going to trust you in the process because, with the World Cup looming, there's going to be big decisions. Russell Martin deserved to get his marching orders with all due respect. 17 games played, 1-1 against Falkirk. Losing left, right and centre. The man never ready. MK Dons. Show me your CV, MK Dons. Swansea. And you're going up to Scotland to take care of and take charge of Rangers? Him never ready. Hey, like, share, and subscribe. Leafy suburbs. I had to pull over and reflect on what I go on. There are levels. And you got to put a respect on Steve McLaren. And what, you're going to brace yourself. Brace yourself. Postecoglou in the wars at Nottingham Forest. But brace yourselves, Reggae Boys fans, as far as the Reason Boss is concerned. Steve McLaren needs to be cut some slack. You remember the days of Tapper Whitmore? Tapper Whitmore, oh God, that octagonal, my Lord. We've been hit left, right and center. Oh God, that's of course when America, Mexico and Canada were involved. Lord have mercy, there were more downs than ups. A 4-0 whooping, oh God. That 4-0 whooping at the hands of Panama, oh God. What were you thinking, Tupper? Lord of mercy. We say you not talk to people if they not speak patois. And we are going with. But let we fast forward now. Steve McLaren is going to have some tough decisions. He's going to have some tough decisions to make. Like, share and subscribe if you're feeling where I'm coming from. The Reason Boss, the Armchair Boss, the Sports Boss. Steve McLaren has led Jamaica pretty well as far as the Reason Boss is concerned. Back-to-back wins. The only team in their group with 6 points. 2 from 2. Now we're going to take on Curaçao away from home and then conclude with a home match against Whipping Boys Bermuda. You could have wished for a better group. You could have wished for a better group than this. Ridiculous. It's harder for Jamaica not to qualify. It's harder, It's harder not to qualify than to oh God. Like, share, and subscribe. Steve McLaren. Now, this is where you got to brace yourselves. Ryan, Unseen, JT, big up yourself each and every time in social media. Hey, Jamaican social media football fans will be cock-a-hoop at the prospects of Jamaica in the World Cup 2026. But watch out. Before that, there's a small matter of selection. That is what caused me to bring the car and bring it and hold tight and just pull it over quick and fast. Oh God, are you ready to accept the decisions as Thomas Tuchel has left at the likes for England of Phil Foden and Jude Bellingham? The Reason Boss had to say, wait, Rockstone. It takes a manager. It takes a real manager to make the tough decisions. Carlo Ancelotti at the helm of the Seleção of Brazil. Will he leave at the likes of Neymar? He's done it once, he's done it twice. Will he be leaving at the likes of Rodrigo, Ede Militao, Enrique, the Wonder Kid? Will he be making the big decisions? You better believe it. Will he be bringing Bruno Guimaraes, Casemiro, but leaving Acuna of Manchester United? Will he be leaving Joe Linton of Newcastle United? What decisions will Steve McLaren be making? Will he take the big decisions? Will the likes of Ronaldo Cephas be in that final squad for World Cup 26? Will the likes of Shamar Nicholson be in that party? What about Casey Palmer? What about Joey Latebade? Lembekisa, take your pick. It's a player that has done sterling work for Jamaica. Will he be there? I think so, but it comes down to Steve McLaren. It all comes down to Steve McLaren. I'm going to be spitting mad if people are going to get upset because what Steve McLaren is going to make the big decisions. Like, share, and subscribe. Time hot, you know, see how the, hey, breeze a blow time hot. Lord have mercy, my friend. Hold on there. Let me get a look. Mr. Son of Bun. You come like me in Jamaica right now, like, share, subscribe. The decisions that Steve McLaren will have to make will cause some consternations. Will the likes of Warner Brown be in there? Atkinson's whisper it. Shh. Will precocious young talent be there? Or will we be relying on seasoned pros like the Bobby Cordoba Reeds, who have put in sterling work over the years? Will the likes of Ethan Pinnock be there? Will the likes of Amari Bell? You see the connection? There's a bag of English-based talent with Jamaican blood coursing through them. I want passionate players. I want players that, as far as Steve McLaren is concerned, will do a job. I'm speaking! Oh, God! Steve McLaren will have to know what clock a strike as day follows night. He's got to get the job done, and these players will be hungry. Steve McLaren wants to be a manager who has taken a team to the World Cup and been on the biggest stage of all. These players will be absolutely biting, chomping at the bit to make that final team. Lord of mercy, Curacao and then Bermuda. Let me tell you something. We're sitting pretty, but brace yourself, people. Brace yourselves. Who will Steve McLaren choose? There will be some gnashing of teeth. There's going to be crying. But the ultimate decision is down to Steve McLaren and his coaching staff. He will have to make some big decisions. Will Ronaldo Cephas be there? Shamar Nicholson, Casey Palmer? Angling? Am I angling? Who will get these berths? Who will be deemed needed for the big party? The big decisions will be made. As far as the Reason Boss is concerned, I am confident that Steve McLaren will make the right decisions. We want to go onto that world stage in America, Canada, and Mexico with the best crop of talent and a team that is prepared to play together, united, with the likes of Mason, Holgate and Mason. Otherwise, will they get the call up? Will they be part of the selection process? We shall wait and see. Steve McLaren, you've got a big decision ahead of you, Steve. I am hopeful that you, as a seasoned, experienced manager, will make the big decisions, the big calls, just like Carlo Ancelotti. If it was me, I want to know if Neymar Jr. is fit and ready to go. We know the talent is there. Same with Tuchel. We know Phil Foden and Jude Bellingham have the talent, but can they form part of a squad? Can they be a positive influence on the team? It takes a team to win a trophy, not an individual. Remember that. Trust the process. Steve McLaren is not in the boots of a Russell Martin. Oh, God. And Pascal Koglu at Nottingham Forest. Oh, God. Graham Potter. Graham Potter. Thank the Lord above, oh, God. Mister, when I have that situation to deal with, Lord of mercy, like, share, and subscribe if you're feeling where the Reason Boss I come from. Oh, God. I get a stitch just to think about Graham Potter. Big up Steve McLaren. Big up Jamaica. Each and every time.